What is going on, everyone on YouTube? This is Madara with another breakdown. This time it's about Leo and the new balance update 1.05. And Leo got some buffs and some nerfs, so I want to cover those really quickly in this video. Keep you guys up to date and keep you also updated on what I think about Leo now and if it's for the better or for the worse. So yeah, I think we can go straight into the patch notes. If I don't forget it, I'm gonna have it on screen as well, so you can read with me. Yeah. So basically, I'm not gonna read the balance direction. I'm gonna link the patch notes in the description as well. But yeah, first thing first is like rage art, which is just hitbox that has been expanded, which it whiffed sometimes, which is good. I can show you, I think, a few clips normally where it whiffed, so it's not bad, definitely. So I will always take something like that. Bug fixes, basically. Heat Smash is also good because the chances of it, the second hit whiffing is now lower. The first hit is blocked. Yeah, there were situations where you did Heat Smash on block, and if you did it from very far away or from a weird angle, the second hit used to whiff sometimes, every now and then, which was a bit weird. But it's just a little bug fix, I guess, which is not bad. Forward 3, next move. Forward 3 and forward 2 for 3. What changed is basically, during this state here, where he jumps, where Leo jumps, normally you should be able to do lows, right? And jump over them, like, that's like what you would think in theory, right? But yeah, that was not a thing up until now, because there were a lot of situations where you did this and lows would clip you out of it. It's not like a true jump. Let's see if I can recreate it. See? So I'm doing a low, it whiffs. Basically, what should happen. Here's a clip of it not working before the patch, just so you get an understanding what changed, and I'm happy with it. It's a good change. What? What? It's a fucking jump! Bro!
Oh!
Since down one is a bigger one, we'll do this in a minute. I'm just gonna go to the next one for now, because down one is actually pretty huge, so I want to cover that at the end. Back 4-1 is the next move. So what changed to back 4-1 is basically, if the second hit is on counter hit, you get the stun. The same stun you get from down forward 1-2, the second hit on counter hit. So that leaves you with a few options afterwards. You can either do forward 1+2 for 43 damage, you can do forward 2, 44 damage, or you can also do quarter circle forward 1+2. So you do the quarter circle forward and then 1+2. The reason why this is so good is because, let's say you have no lightning glare. You can get lightning glare like this, basically. See? This is also a way to get lightning glare. You can also do forward 2. All works. It's the same damage. If you want to go for max damage, which is only 1 point more. No, it's actually 1 point less. Yeah, no, that's actually the optimal one. You do forward 2 or quarter circle forward 1+2. Yeah, it's a good change because the way it was before is that, let's record defense. So this was the move, right? And there was 2 options, which is this, and there's also this, right? Oops, wait. This was the new move added in Tekken 8, and the idea was to counter hit from it, right? Like this, because on counter you get things guaranteed. And it's still rather slow, right? You can pretty easily, if you're ready, interrupt that by just launching or doing a quick jab or poke. So it's not that crazy, right? Also goes to this. If I cancel like this is a punish, so it's pretty fake, right? So the only thing you could have done with that up until now was back forward, like full move, and it gives you a knockdown, like just like this, right? But now if you try to interrupt the cancels and everything, you will eat 44 damage, and that's pretty good. It's more than before. Before it was, what is it? 20 damage, so you get like 24-25 damage on top, just because they buffed it and you get more reward for finishing the move. And once people are scared to press into that because of this situation, you have more time and more opportunities to use this version now and annoy with that. So that's really good. I like that change. Definitely a buff. Then comes the first nerf, back to +3. This move has a parry window change. So basically before, it used to parry from the second frame onwards, which means if you did, for example, 2-1, right? Let's remove this. If you did 2-1, you see it's -7, right? And if you are doing a parry, this would parry from the second frame onwards, right? So if I do a jab, which is 10 frames, you have quite a little bit of time to get a parry in between, and then launch them for that attempt, for the attempt that they will do a jab. But because now it's 5 frames, I am -7, so 7 plus 5, it's 12. So that means if your opponent does a jab, that will win every time. You can't parry it anymore. Since the parry window is slower, it takes more time to parry. Because before, obviously, -7, and the parry was 2 frames startup, 7 plus 2 was 9. So jabs would lose to this option. And yeah, now it loses to options, but way less. Like a lot of situations, lamp your setups, I would recommend. Something like this. It's -6, plus 5 now is 11. So only from 11 frame onwards, this Zabaki setup will work. Right? I can show you what I mean. Like if you did this, for example. Normally, let's make it on whiff. Normally, you block this. Wait. Normally, you would block it. I can't recreate it right now. Wait. You would parry. You would do the string on block and then parry. And that doesn't work because now, as you can see, I just win. Kicks lose anyways. 14 frame would be parry, but it's so slow. So jab checks not gonna work anymore. So I recommend if you do things like this, lab your setups. The chances are high that the thing won't work anymore. 1 sec. Getting a bit dark outside. Alright, next up would be another nerf. Now a few nerfs are actually coming. And it's all about wall combos. They nerfed the damage of waltzing 1-for-1 for 3 points. They nerfed the damage of the stomp by 1 point. They also nerfed the damage for Bork 1+2, which is this year. Which you normally, you use it at the wall to spike. Let's say like this, for example, I don't know. You spike, right? That does less damage as well now. It does 1 damage less. And also K&K 3-4, they nerfed the last hit. They nerfed the damage from 27 to 23. So all of this, what I just mentioned, it's all made to do less damage on the wall. I've left other combos, like other routes, but nothing does really more damage that it's worth it. So the combos will still stay the same, you won't change it. Like this will still be the same, you have that, this option. But honestly it does 1 point more, I think, or 2 points. And standing free is a high, so setting that up is really hard. And sometimes it just doesn't work at all. So I wouldn't recommend changing anything. I'm gonna mention QCF 2.1 in a second. Next up is two changes on parries. Also more like bug fixes, let's say like this. There are situations where I will send a clip after this, where if Fang did the sidestep move, the evasive move, this one, and he did a parry. Let's see if that should be fixed. Yeah, see how Leo realigns. That didn't work back then. I'll send a clip right now where Leo goes sideways. What? And the same thing also for Hordang. For example, this is just an example of situations that I figured back then where the parry, for example, didn't work. So I'll just mention it. It was this move. Let's see, I haven't tested it actually myself. Yeah. It works now. There was a situation where Leo's kick just goes food upon. I would send it right now. -9, yeah. What? What just happened? Alright, now we have two more moves. We have QCF2 and all the changes on that, and we have down 1. So now, let me talk about down 1. Down 1 is pretty good. Yeah. Where do I start? Counter hit property change. So basically, if you do down 1 on counter hit, let's remove the wall. You are plus 13 now. Normally, back then, the opponent was on the floor on counter hit, and you get like a stomp, right? Stomp or back 3, something like that. But now, they are in standing position, and you are plus 13, so you get guaranteed moves. If you don't hold down, you are still standing with Leo, and you get up forward 1-2, which is pretty damn good. If you press 1+2, you get lightning glare again. So you can also do technically 2-2 for plus frames. Technically also 1 forward work into K&K if you really want to do it. But most of the time you will just use this here. Also, if you hold down on hit, Leo will go and crouch, right? So the idea is to do this, and you get wild standing for 1+2. It's a natural now. So that's the idea they want you to do. Also, wild standing 1+2 technically works, and technically wild standing 3-1. But these are kinda whatever. The biggest situations is up forward 1-2 and wild standing for 1+2. And don't forget, if this is on heat, you get you can heat dash out of it, right? And you can technically also carry to the wall and then continue. Scaling is crazy though. They said that the scaling is crazy after down 1, but it's still really good. Then you can kill for sure. Also, you will use more down 1 on the wall. Trust me, because on the wall, up forward 1-2, what's that? So now you do all of this on counter hit. So try to get this into your muscle memory. Open a counter hit and then convert, because this is gonna be huge. This is one of the main things now on Oki as well. One side note that I figured out a few minutes ago actually, before I started recording. If, let's see, did it save? No, it didn't. So Because down 1 is such a good tool on counter it. Let me explain the situation that you can lab and try and play around with it. I'll have to play around with it online as well myself. So this is 18 frames, right? If you do a jab, and it hits. If you do a jab and it hits, you are +8, right? So if I try to do a jab back on hit, you trade, you see? Obviously. You're +18, you're doing 18 frames move. He is -8 and does a 10 frame move, 10 + 8 is 18. So in this situation we trade, but it's in our favor. So now, because of this, hop kick is guaranteed. You have 18 frames of time to do your move. You could even do this. Down back to 4. It's 16 frames. It's still enough. You can still do that. Even this would work, but I mean, not that it's really useful. I'm just mentioning, you know, 17 frames. This is 18 actually. Yeah, this is 18. Even, I think up 4-2 should work. Yeah, even that would work. So this is on moves that are +8 on hit or on block. This is on hit in this situation. There's one more situation where if you do heat smash on block like this, and you do down 1 on that afterwards, you also trade because you're +8. This is on block. So if you use your heat, you could try to play around with that, and maybe they jab and then they lose. If they do something slower than that, then obviously we are back to what I mentioned before, this situation, right? But if it's +8 and we do a jab and you trade, then hop kick or down 4-2. So yeah, really good change down 1. I think we'll have to play around with it a little bit. Speed wise it's faster than down 2, which is not bad. Of course down 2 is a counter launcher, but this is not. But this is still really good. So yeah, play around with that. And now we are going to the last move, which is the last change. Quarter circle forward 2. So what did we do to this? First of all, it does chip now. Second, it does chip a little bit, so you can add up chip on the wall, for example, to create pressure. Also with block 3+4, you know, annoy your opponent a little bit. To be fair, these are all highs, but this is where your mids come and play, because Leo on the wall is dangerous anyways. A lot of safe mids. That's one thing. And then the second thing is you can delay it. I don't think you can hit confirm it. I tried playing around with it. It's not that delayable to be hit confirmable. But I'm sure if you see your opponent doing a move beforehand already, you can kind of confirm it. Maybe even to the high. If I see something being pressed before and I see I'm winning, I feel like there's a chance you can Twitch confirm it, which basically means on the reaction. Not the reaction, but like I saw beforehand that they pressed something and I'll just add the second one. Keep that in mind and just try to play around with it. Other than that, which is also good, this is +9, right? So technically on +9, if they press, down 1 wins again, right? Because you're plus enough to do this. If they mash, because you can delay the second a bit. If they mashed on the second, you'll get a full launch. See? Board 4 picks up. Even while sending 3 should pick up, which is a bit harder. That's why I'm showing the easier route. Yeah, you see that picks up? And I think heat was also pick up easily. Yeah. So what you can try and play around with is try to maybe they'll press something in between, or maybe on OQ situations. I feel like there's a good chance that you can try to make them attack afterwards. I'm not sure yet, but it's definitely something you can play around with. Timing changing in general is always a good thing in this game, just to keep your opponent in check. And keep in mind that the second one's a counter launcher. But yeah, other than that, It's still a solid move, you know. Don't know how much the chip is doing. By the way, they changed the frames as well, so this used to be punishable. Now it's -4, so you're completely safe. You can try being cheeky and do down back 3, which will go under jabs. I don't know. It's a bit risky, obviously. You can try it out. It definitely will crush the jabs. So if we do like this, see the jabs completely crushed. Even down forward 1. But that was not a punish, I didn't hold back. Yeah. Depends on the recovery as well. Yeah, that will win, for example. See, you just have to kind of play around with it, but there's a setup with that as well. And other than that, it's safe. So they kind of wanted to pressure a bit with it, but and annoy your opponent with that a bit. That's, I guess, what they want to do. But yeah, I think overall the changes are good. Some really nice buffs on down 1 and also on back 4-1 make that a bit more useful, because it was kind of risky and kind of useless. It gives more damage and more options to go for. Also, but that's a generic thing, the command throw, it doesn't track anymore. That's a generic thing though, they changed. Back then, all the throws were homing. Now it's only the generic and some other specific throws, but this one, it's not homing anymore, so you can't trust on that anymore. Only the generic throws. But yeah, I think, because I'm hearing a lot of mixed feelings on Leo and the changes, but I think it's better than before. Like, sure, you will lose some situations with parry, and there are some moves you won't be able to parry. Just try it out and figure it out. But for that, they made more purpose of down 1, which is pretty good. And yeah, I don't know. Other than that, some combo damage nerf, but to be honest, that was kind of expected. That was kind of obvious, to be fair, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Give some options. This is more about down 1 this time. And QCF, we just have to play around if it's that good. I'm not sure yet, but maybe you can bait people into the second. We'll have to see and try out. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, until next time. Peace out.